The land had always been more than soil and trees. It was memory, it was history, it was the living echo of those who had come before. For generations, this forest had been in my family's care, handed down not as a token of wealth but as proof of survival. My great-grandfather, once denied the right to own land in many parts of this country, had fought and worked relentlessly until he purchased these acres of green sanctuary. Each towering oak, each whispering pine was a living monument to resilience, a reminder that even when the world refused to see us as equals, the earth itself bore witness to our dignity. But history has a cruel way of repeating itself. The Homeowners Association, the HOA, looked at my family's forest not as heritage, not as sacred ground, but as an inconvenience to their view. They spoke in polite words, using the language of community improvement and landscaping regulations. Yet behind their clipped sentences and rehearsed smiles was the same poison that had always followed us, the belief that our history, our presence, our ownership meant less. One summer morning, I woke to the sound of chainsaws. At first, I thought it was a neighbor trimming, but the sound grew louder, crueler. I rushed out and saw men in reflective vests, hired by the HOA, cutting down trees that had stood for centuries. My heart pounded as I ran toward them, shouting, "Stop! This is private land!" But they didn't stop. The sawdust filled the air like ash after a fire, and each tree that fell felt like an ancestor being struck down before my eyes. I begged them to listen, but the foreman simply held up a paper with HOA letterhead. "We have authority," he said coldly. Authority. That word cut deeper than the saws, because authority was the same excuse used to chain us, to silence us, to strip us of rights for generations. Authority had always been their weapon. And now, once again, authority was being used to erase what was ours. I called the police, desperate.